Let's see. So we're missing, Lynch. Is AWOL.
Mr. Lynch.
I think he's in Florida. Okay, I think we're good.
Push the button, we're good
We're good?
there. Yeah.
All right, good. I don't see us yet.
It's on that, I think it just stays on the feed still.
Okay, good evening, Litchfield, and welcome to the March 2nd, 2023 meeting of the Litchfield Conservation Commission. I call this meeting to order at 6:31 p.m. Let's all rise and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Ms. Plansky, you want to take us through the roll call?
Mr. French.
Here.
Mr. Mazigian.
Here.
I always forget your last name, Matt.
Hoffman.
Mr. Hoffman, it's so easy.
Here.
Mr. Brennan.
Here.
And Mrs. Plansky is here. We are missing Mr. Lynch, Mr. Croto, and Ms. McGibbon this
All right.
evening. We're going to need some an alternate to step forward.
Thank you. So, Fred, you want to take on a full-time position for this evening?
Yes, that would be
All right,
fine.
we'll do that, and we'll put Fred in Mr. Croto's role. Okay, public input related to non-agenda items. Seeing there's nobody in the audience, we'll pass through that one. New business. We have one item of new business, the use of Moores Falls by the Spirit of Litchfield. So I got an email this week from folks at the Spirit of Litchfield, which is a group in town that's underneath the Recreation Commission, and they put on the events like Christmas in Litchfield and the Fall Fest and things like that. And they want to use Moores Falls, the parking lot area, on April 1st from 10 to 12 for the Easter egg scavenger hunt. And so they sent me an email and just asked me if we could use that piece of property. I thought I'd bring it up to the commission. Anybody have any issues with it?
Is it, I mean, that parking lot's pretty small. Can it be opened up to park on the field and stuff?
I think it's only one of many locations where they're going to be having an Easter egg hunt. So I think it's kind of more of a scavenger hunt
Yeah.
type
okay.
of thing. So people will come in and out.
Yeah, because that would be my question too.
No, I think they actually used it last year as well, but I'll contact them and see if there's gonna be more folks there that need to park. We could potentially open up the gate.
I did it my last year with my granddaughter, and there really weren't many cars at each place at one time, so.
Okay,
I don't have no
no problems?
problem.
I'll just entertain a motion to allow the Spirit of Litchfield to use Moores Falls parking lot on April 1st from 10 to 12 a.m. for the Easter egg hunt.
I'll make a motion that we allow that.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion by Diane, seconded by Harry. All those in favor say aye.
All right.
All those opposed, all those abstain, motion carries 5-0-0. Big business tonight, right, Fred?
Yes.
Scavenger hunt. Old business, we have 3 items on the agenda. First item is grant opportunities. At the last meeting, I talked a little bit about grants that are out there that are available for the purchase of land or for other conservation purposes. And we've done some research over the years, and I just wanted to make the commission aware that there are 3 or 4 grants available from the state for this type of stuff. Number 1 is the L-CHIP grant. Number 2 is the LWCF grant, which is the Land Water Conservation Fund. And number 3 is the RTP grant, which is the recreational trail program, grant program. The one that really, after the research that I did, the one that really applies to conservation land purchase is the L-CHIP grant, which, if I'm not mistaken from my research, is that you can get up to $500,000 from a grant from the state, but it requires a 50% match from the town side of the fence. We have identified a piece of property that we've talked about. We'll talk about it in non-public. We've talked about it a few times. And I think I'd like to try to go for this grant this year just to see what happens. If we have, quick example is if we find a piece of property and it comes in at a value of $400,000, we can go after a grant for $200,000, and then we pay the extra $200,000. That one seems to be the best fit for us. Last year, we tried to go after the LWCF, the Land Water Conservation Fund grant, for that same piece of property, but it didn't work out just due to the fact that the LWCF grant is more recreational focused. So they're looking to build parks and recreational facilities. And if we use that grant to purchase a piece of property, it would have to come with a bunch of recreational stuff with it. We would have to have a parking lot, we might have to have a playground, and there's, just being in the woods, really the only thing we could have is a trail
It
system.
would have to be handicapped accessible.
Yep, all that stuff. Where the L-CHIP grant is more about conserving pieces of property and allowing it for use for trails and general access, and not necessarily parks. So I looked at the website. The grant program is out, but it opens up to allow people to submit applications in early May. And let me just verify that.
Is that something you're gonna work with Kim on, or do you not need her, or?
Yeah, I'll talk to Kim about this. I did alert her that we
I
were
know
gonna
she's
be going
really
after this.
Good at it.
It opens up in May. Grant round opens May 1st, and the letters of intent are due on the 17th, which usually what happens with these grant programs, what I'm finding out, is that you send a letter of intent that hey, this is our project, this is what we're looking to do. And they kind of triage that, and they put them in two buckets, and they figure out, all right, this is a real project. You kind of jump through that first hoop, and if it looks good, then we'll be asked to submit a full application, which would be due June 21st. And then the decisions are made in November. So maybe we'll give that one a go, and we'll discuss the property in non-public. So that's all I have there. Diane, you want to give us the commission an update on your community garden?
I'm very excited to say that with the assistance of the town manager,
Administrator.
working as a go-between between the lawyer for Agarian and the Conservation Commission, we have a lease. It hasn't been signed yet. I'm gonna be going to, I believe it's the 14th, the meeting of the 14th on the selectmen's meeting, where it's gonna be presented to them and see if they'll sign it. We might actually have a community garden, folks. It's looking much better than it has looked since the first year when I was all excited that we were gonna have it. So I'm very excited about that. That's my update.
And for Fred, and I don't know, Matt, if you were involved with these discussions, but the location, if you look at the map, like right behind you, Parker Park is right there. The community garden would be that piece that's right next to it.
That field?
That field.
Yeah.
Yep. That field right.
So right at the
in
end of
that
Pinecrest,
location.
basically.
So what would it be besides the blueberry bushes that we actually get in and?
We would open it to people to plant. We will put some picnic tables back there. We will put some probably pretty primitive, swings and stuff for kids to play in. We're gonna put some raised beds in for handicap use. We're gonna put in some beds for elementary school use. I have to talk to Dan Mitchell, the, principal of the GMS, to get permission for, they have the kids over there working in it as well.
Good.
So it's got a lot of uses, community uses.
Yeah.
Is
So
it
we,
all gonna
Till-
be raised bed?
They want, I don't know which way we're gonna go on
I
that.
see.
It is gonna be organic. I'm gonna need to put together a committee, which I had started to do, and I had some interest in it. A gentleman was going to, plant hops, another one was gonna do wildflowers. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah.
And a Girl Scout approached me to do her large project there, to put a kiosk there, and, I wanna do a garden in the middle. The woman that I want to name it after is Florence Center. She was a teacher at the elementary school when the elementary school was the only school in town. And she used to bring kids over to that garden and do natural, education. How to garden and what the plants were and, everything like that. And there are a lot of people that live in town now that went to that school when it was a one school for the town. And they remember her vividly and remember those classes, so I thought it would have a nice impact.
I think it'll be good. The
Yep.
other two things in the lease is that it allows us, there's a line in there that allows us to build some bridges in Parker Park.
Oh, good.
If you look at Parker Park on the map itself,
For access.
Parker Park ends right in this location. And, you can see like the black line through there. And, we wanted to be able to get a bridge across there so you could create a loop trail.
Yeah.
And the bridge would have to be on their piece of property, which is this big piece right here. And
we
so
talk
the
about
lease would
going
allow
all
us the lease would allow us to do that.
And there's a way to get all the way down to the river there too, isn't there?
You can't quite go down to the river, but it gets, the property does go down to the river, but sorry, the computer's kind of messed up here. If you can take a look, the property does go down to the river, but it's difficult to get back there because it starts getting, steep.
Yeah.
You can see it a little bit better there, but.
10 more
So
down.
it gives us some opportunities there, and then the last thing is with Diane's, community garden concept, it comes with just a few strings attached. The people that are gonna plant are gonna have to actually sign a piece of paper that says, hey, we're not gonna use Roundup in here, we're not gonna do any of that type of
It's
stuff.
also an agreement of conduct in the garden, so that people aren't like taking each other's produce and, it comes with a whole thing like that. And at this point, we haven't even, because we don't even have people that are gonna garden there yet, we don't even have a rate set. The original gardeners that go in there and set this up probably won't have a rate for a few years. We'll probably do it for nothing for a few years.
Do we have a water source there?
We have a couple of ways to bring in water, and a couple of people who have said they'd help me. One is Steve Normanton, the other is Tyler Garino. So we have some options with that. We also have some people, we also have our own tractor now, so we have
That's
some
true.
options in there for
Yeah,
that.
we don't have a water tank,
That's the
but yeah.
piece. It's big.
DLB Paving said that they would put in a hard pack place to park on the right-hand side, so we don't have people driving all over the fields. I really don't want that.
Yep.
I'd like to set up like a storage area so that we could buy or leave shovels and those kind of things to share as well.
If we can get the lease signed this spring, then we can plow up a couple of areas for people just to get going and
Yep.
then roll from there.
Yep.
I think it'll be a good amenity in town.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Do we have a plow for the tractor in the budget?
Do we not have a plow?
Rototiller.
We have a guy in town has a Kubota tractor, and he has said that we could use his rototiller that comes with it. So I think we could do that, yeah.
We also might know a couple of farmers.
Yeah, there's
We
a
do.
couple.
We only know a couple. So we might have to ask for help.
Anything else, Diane, on that?
No, it's just, it's just such a wide open community place that we can open there, that'd be something different. So I'm
That'd be
excited.
nice.
Be good to get that done. All
And we're
right.
also gonna do trails down from the garden into Parker Park, which will be an easy way.
Let's see, old business, item C, fishing derby. The
Okay.
fishing derby.
Fishing derby.
Harry, give us a
I've
quick
ordered the-
update. Yeah.
Pardon? I've ordered the fish. I've submitted the request for the permit. I talked to the superintendent. Well, I tried to talk to the superintendent of schools and ended up talking to an administrator, and her name is Barbara. I have a name in there. Anyway, about asking permission to put a poster up in the grammar school. And she gave me the guidelines to, that we have to put a disclaimer on the bottom of it. So what I'm waiting for is Jeff Town is out of town. As soon as he gets back, I'll get with him and we can get that taken care of, okay?
There's also a contact of Christina Harrison last year, sent out an announcement that went to every parent
Yeah.
on in the school system of GMS and LMS. That was important to do. It absolutely, then the parents read
I
it
don't know
too.
who did that last year.
I did.
Did you?
I
Thank
asked
you.
Christina to do it.
Okay.
We
Yep.
should put it on Litchfield What's Up and
We could probably do that too. I think
Blast
we
it
did.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Had signs up around town too.
Yep, we did.
yeah, and anyway, so, like I said, as soon as Jeff has come available, we can get that going. And then we'll work on, rounding up prizes and categories and all that sort of stuff.
Is there any movement on the logistics related to police and fire
Oh,
and highway?
I'm sorry. I met with the town administrator, a very nice lady, and I talked to her about it, and I have a confirmed email that the town will support us.
Okay,
Wonderful.
good.
And I talked to Captain Scott,
Scotty.
I believe, yeah,
Okay.
because he helped me out last year, and he said, no problem. And
Okay.
I've got it in writing.
what's the date on that again, Harry?
May 6th.
May 6th.
And how
Base-
many fish did you get?
Pardon?
How many fish did you end up purchasing?
We actually ended up with 146. And the reason 146 is that I wanted to at least order some larger fish.
Okay.
And I ordered 5 bigger fish.
146 times 2 though, because we get that
Right.
match.
We're getting,
The match.
Yeah.
we're getting
Okay.
the match from the
So
state.
how many did we
92.
get last year?
That's good.
Pardon?
How many did we get last year?
150.
But we got smaller fish.
No, actually, you get the same kind of mix.
Okay. Okay.
And because of Mike's generosity, we were able to do that.
I think that's good. And then
The rec got their money back.
the rec looks like they're gonna get their, assuming that the budget passes, the rec
Yeah.
looks like they're gonna get their funding. So we can split whatever the remainder is.
Yeah.
We'll talk with the
Yeah,
Chairman Gannon to make sure of that, but should be able to split that up. And
yeah,
that'll be good.
I went to the deliberative session for the first time.
That's right.
Certainly was interesting, let's put it that way. I'd never been to one, and it certainly was an eye-opener, to say the least.
Good, so we have 2 more months left before the fishing derby, so I think next month we can maybe just get another update and plan on, a little marketing campaign out there, and if you need any graphics or anything like that, we can all kind of chip in.
Yeah, I'll probably be calling on some of you guys. Believe it or not, one of the things that we were lacking last year was some 5-gallon buckets. And the reason we needed that is that when they bring the fish, they load it into the buckets and then scatter it up and downstream.
Gotcha.
And last year we only had like 2. And it made it
Oh,
a
so that
little
was annoying.
challenging, so. The bait, I'll repeat myself. I talked to Wildlife Taxidermy, we're all set on the bait. He's gonna give us a discount.
How much is it gonna end up costing?
He said that I had asked for about 18 cartons, and he said that he would charge us only his cost, which would be $3 a carton.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
For $55.
It's easier this year, huh, Harry? Last
yeah.
year, we were at this for hours.
Yeah.
so,
Thank you, Harry.
Is there any preliminary cleanup or path work we can do that in prep for the event?
I'm sorry.
Is there any preliminary work we can do to
Trail work.
fix the trails and
I was
cut brush
going
and-
to go down there to take a look, and don't you know, because the day I decided I was gonna do that,
Yeah,
it snowed, rained, and everything else, so,
you need like spikes down there at this
Yeah.
time of year.
but
Yes,
I think
the
we
answer
should
is
do
yes.
something first.
yeah, we
We got time for
We
that.
will,
we
yeah.
have to
I'll
go
do
down
that.
there and take a look, because those banks are,
Slippery.
very precarious, and hopefully no trees have, and hopefully the beavers haven't gone down there either, so.
So we'll take a look at that in
Let me know
April.
when
and-
you go down, and I'll go with you.
Yeah, there's a couple of areas that we didn't address last year that we said we were gonna address, that there's some small bridges that are just
Very,
disintegrating, that we should just probably take, if we went down there for a couple hours, I think we could
Okay.
knock it all out.
But right now, until the weather
Yeah.
even improves,
It's, yeah,
pretty scary to go down there.
good deal, Harry, thank you. Anything else? We're moving right through for the first time in a while. Usually we're at this for like 2 hours. Other business, property checks and property maintenance. Has anybody gone out? I've been traveling, so I haven't, usually I try to stop in on the key properties once a month. But I've been traveling a lot. Has anybody gone out?
I was out on Morse Falls. It looked fine. I was just picking up a lot of poop. It was quite a bit of poop. I picked up a bunch of it. It's a
On the
lot of it
trail
seemed
again?
like, well, a lot of it seems like it was under the snow and was being exposed. Like people were, just didn't see it. There was a couple of bags. Again, I'm still begging for a garbage can down there. And that was it.
We still have to address, there's a big down tree on the trolley track.
Yeah.
There's a really big one that we've got to cut up
That's
at
old
some point in
news,
time when it gets a
yeah.
little warmer.
I'll volunteer to work on
All right. And we probably have to take a walk around that trail because
that.
there's
There's a couple
couple-
dead pines that, right on the trail, I'd rather cut them than leave them
Yep.
fall on somebody.
The-
But I want to have somebody there to just go over it with them.
If there's ones that might be dangerous for us to cut, we might have the highway guys do it, but if they're pretty good, we
It's
we
not
can.
danger to cut, it's just, it's dead and it's in the middle of the trail. I'm worried that during a windstorm or something, somebody could
Yep.
get hurt. Seems to be along the Merrimack, right down close.
I noticed a few when
Yeah,
I was going
right.
through.
That's where the wind
Widowmakers.
hits pretty good there.
We got the new chains, we can put them to use.
We got new chains. We had our $78 of money left at the end of the year, and we bought 3 new chains for the chainsaw. So that was awesome, and we'll be able to use that. Good. Anybody got anything else? Member input. Roll around the table. Matt, anything?
No.
Did you
Harry?
want to do goals?
Yes,
Oh, did I miss something?
You wanted to do goals? You
I
asked
left
for
it off
goals?
the thing, yeah,
Oh,
we'll
you
do it
did?
next
Okay.
month,
All right,
yeah.
next month, never mind.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. I had sent you the email about the extension service. And were you waiting for me to do something?
Can you give a summary to the group?
Okay, what happened was, I contacted,
Bittersweet, we're talking
Mm-hmm.
about invasives.
Oh,
New Hampshire
Cooperative Extension.
Extension and asked them about bittersweet. And I talked to a gentleman, and he said that they don't go out and lecture about bittersweet. That was the original question. He said, I'll turn you over to a speaking group, which is an extension of theirs. Next thing I notice, the lady sent me an email. Well, actually, she called me and discussed. They have a evasive program, the one that Joan. I suspect that it may be the same thing that's over in Hollis, but I'm not sure. And they have an evasive program that'll last, I think she said about 45 minutes to an hour or longer.
Yep.
And it costs $100, and it covers invasive plants in New Hampshire. And they try to narrow it down to, I'll concentrate a little bit on the bittersweet. The only problem that I saw, and that's why I let Jason know, is it is a PowerPoint type situation, so they do need a screen to put on this presentation. Listening to the lady, I thought it would be very informative.
I'm not against it. I mean, they said the $100 was a donation to the cooperative extension. You know, if we can save a little bit on our fish, that's something. Maybe when everybody's back for next month, we can talk about that. But
Okay.
that would be having somebody in here to talk about invasive plants, invasive species. We would probably, like the bear talk, we would probably open it up to the community. I don't know how many people would come
Yeah.
down and want to listen about invasive species, but
The
I didn't even
gardeners-
know they existed.
gardeners would.
Yeah,
Gardeners talk about it a lot on the gardening pages.
I'll
Trying
tell you,
to
I never
avoid
knew
it.
what bittersweet was until I joined this commission and went down to that park
And you
when
said,
we're
"Oh
sitting
my
there
gosh."
cutting that stuff up like crazy.
There's an easy way to.
So
try to get
anyway,
rid of that.
Yeah.
How about, do they address things like milfoil as well?
Part,
Do they address things like milfoil
I
as well, or is it
don't
all
think
land-based?
so. I don't know.
Yeah.
I actually don't know, but I don't know. So I thought that, like I said, I copied Jason on it and thought it would be something interesting that maybe we could get going on. Okay, the next thing,
Terry's got a lot of stuff
On
he could
it.
say. Wow.
sorry.
No, it's
See?
good.
Good stuff.
Oh,
You could
good
be
stuff,
chairman
Harry.
next year if you want.
No.
Look at,
Um,
look
what
at Jay
happened-
trying to move.
What happened was that I had joined a group called Let's Go Fishing that put on by the state, and there happened to be another lady who happens to teach at St. Francis. Okay, who's the outdoor coordinator. And we started talking, and I got a phone call, and I'm gonna be meeting with the principal and this person on the 7th over at St. Francis. And they would like to just get a bird's eye view of what's happening with Moores Falls and the surrounding area. And I said, no problem,
Good.
okay? So, I thought that would, be very interesting. So the other,
Harry's our new outreach
I'm
coordinator.
loving it. I'm
Make a
loving
motion.
it.
the other thing,
I'm wicked impressed, Harry. Wicked impressed. Look at you talking
what
to
do they
people.
call it, the idle hands at the devil's workshop.
Go for it, dude.
Okay, actually, this kind of involves you a little bit.
Oh, geez.
You had mentioned a gentleman named Dan Mitchell?
The principal of GMS?
Yeah, and I think you said that he was interested in, Dan Mitchell, and he was interested in starting maybe an outdoors program?
He's looking for community outreach right now.
Okay, what's community outreach?
That's getting to know different boards and getting involved with different things. I'm gonna go in and talk to him. I haven't yet, but when I do, I'll come back and let you know.
Okay,
I did actually speak to him briefly at deliberative, but I hadn't,
yeah.
about that, but I haven't gotten a chance.
The reason I bring that up, because I've seen the second text message. I get, Fish and Game has a newsletter.
Mhm.
And what Fish and Game has are grants to schools to develop outdoor programs. And I have to admit, after talking to Betty, how would you pronounce her last name?
Belowski?
Belowski. I was a little intimidated to go talk to Dan over at LMS.
Well,
And
I'm gonna be his contact there, so
Okay.
we can do it together if you want.
Pardon?
We can do it together, or I'll just do it,
Oh.
and then we'll talk about it. But yeah, that's good to know, the Fish and Game has one.
Yeah.
I'll look into it and bring it to him when I go.
They have, like I said, it's the second time I've seen grants. Now, I talked to the coordinator over at St. Francis, and she was totally aware of that. And I'm just kind of curious, nosy, what type of outdoor program
Yeah, I was gonna look.
do they use? And, okay, this is me just talking, I understand that. That maybe if Dan was interested, maybe we could hook these,
Two schools up together.
the two of them together, where they've got much more experience and been through the trials and tribulations of putting a program together.
Sounds good.
When do you think you're gonna be meeting with Dan? Do you know?
Probably pretty soon. My life has been a little bit hectic lately, Harry. So I've been kind of doing what we need to have me do, and I haven't really branched out too much more. But I
Okay.
have talked to Dan, and I will go in and
Okay.
meet with him officially.
My wife is gonna be going in for cataract surgery, not next week, but I think the week after, so, just let me know when you're gonna meet, and if I can make it, great, if I can't,
Okay.
okay?
Yep.
But I thought that might be
If you could send me the information on it too,
I can
That'd be
forward you
good.
the email,
that'd be great.
okay?
Yep, that'd be great.
And I don't know if it would apply or not apply, because in my warped sense of justice, see, I'm telling you, you gotta keep me busy, I'm dangerous here.
I know.
I'm gonna tell your wife, make you a list.
Please don't. I already have, anyway, that, we could utilize maybe some of the areas close to the school for outdoor programs, or Moores Falls, or,
It's adjacent. Not a bad idea, yeah.
No, it's really good.
All
something like.
right, so we had three things, just trying to recap. The invasive species, we'll table that till next month, and when more people are here, we can figure out if we want to do that. You're talking to St. Francis.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna still
Talk
keep
to Dan.
communication
Keep
with,
communication
with
with Dan. Yep.
elementary school.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be a great idea, if we could at least get like one of these things hooked up this year,
Yeah, we will.
bonus.
We will.
Cool,
Sorry.
yeah.
No, why? That's
There, he's
great,
working.
Harry.
Diane, anything?
No, man, no, he's.
The only thing that I have is, I did contact, if you remember last fall, I had a conversation with National Grid. They took down the trees at Morris Falls. Remember, they took down the
Yeah,
trees
yeah,
at
yeah,
Morris
yeah, yeah,
Falls
and then-
like last
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And they're gonna give us trees to replace those, and we couldn't get those up last fall just because it was too late in the season by the time we got all the communications down. but we're lining that up for this spring. So what there'll be is they're gonna plant 12 trees. I think 6 of those trees are gonna go at Morris Falls. We also have the gas station that's going in that will probably put some extra trees in there.
Yep.
So that, and there'll be sugar maples are going in. And then they're gonna put 8 trees, down Albuquerque across the street from Hidden Creek Country Club. So to kind of
Yeah.
do the other side of the street.
Nice.
Just simply due to the fact that they took out like 14 trees, but we can only really put like 6 back at Morris Falls because the power lines are in the way. So we're gonna take those other trees, we're gonna put them along Albuquerque.
Just
They're
a
all gonna
question.
be maples?
They're gonna be, the ones on Albuquerque are gonna match the ones that are at Hidden Creek,
Yeah,
which are little leaf linden trees, they're street trees, basically.
yeah.
But the other ones are gonna be maples.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You don't, again, only my opinion. Sugar maples are not, I wouldn't highly recommend putting sugar maples.
Well, we do have a tree guy, and they're not decided yet, and we can work with him with the soil type to
The-
figure out what's the best
The only
trees
reason
there.
I say that is I bought 2 sugar maples that were 6 feet tall and only maybe 8 inches round. And the sugar maple is 3 feet around and probably about 50 feet. And the other problem with the sugar maples
Me too.
is they're very, I'm gonna use the term branchy.
Yes,
Yeah.
They have a lot of dead material when it spreads out.
Yeah.
And spreading out may be a problem for us. So we might want to look at that.
All right, we can bring that up at the next meeting, and get the plant book out. And, that's all I have. You have anything, Fred?
No.
No? Good, it's nice, we have a nice light agenda. We had a couple things in non-public, but let's go through here. Approval of meeting minutes. So we had the minutes from our February meeting. I did read, I don't know, did folks, were they able to read through the minutes? I did read through them, they
For
looked
some
fine to
reason,
me.
I wasn't able to get to them this time. It said I needed permission.
Hmm.
Do you know why? You would know?
I
No?
didn't see it either.
I should have access. You've given me access before. Okay.
So should we table that then?
Yeah, let's table it till next month.
All right, we'll table that till next month. Take a look at the link that I sent, and I get access to it,
Yeah,
so.
it ca-
Yeah,
it came up,
I'm
you need to
denied
ask for
access too.
access.
Do you have access?
I meant to read them this afternoon and wasn't able
Okay.
to.
All right, we'll get that fixed, and we'll come back next month. We gotta remember that for the agenda for next month, that we need
Yep.
to.
2 months. That'll be the first time.
Public input? Anybody in the audience have public input? Hearing none, we will close public input. Anything else before the commission tonight? We got just a couple quick things in non-public.
No.
No, good. All right, seeing that there's nothing, we got a couple items for non-public, so we need a motion to go into non-public session.
I make a motion that we go into non-public session.
We got a motion by Diane,
I'll second it.
seconded by Harry. Roll call?
Matt Hoffman,
Yes.
Mr. Masikian,
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Yes.
Joseph?
Yes.
Fred?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes
5-0-0.
500. We are now in non-public. We are only going to come out of, we're in non-public per RSA 91A:3D. Consideration of the acquisition, sale, or lease of real property.
You all have access.
We will,
Thank you.
we will
Did I
only-
didn't, right?
we will only come out of non-public to adjourn the meeting. So with that, we're going to close the meeting right now.
Still don't.
Everybody have a nice night, Litchfield. Thank you very much.
Love that thing.
I still can't.